Dr. Anderson Payne.
Thank you very much, Scott. First of all, I do want to thank Content Wrangler and the Rockley group within the other Determined to Have an Intelligent Conference, and then I guess really this sphere, and then some wind down today with the knowledge of Lakeview and what we have, and I guess an opportunity with the pictures within this industry have availed themselves many times over. And I've been in Washington long enough to probably know better, but I think the quality assurance that is not only expected, I think, again, is offered to that what we know to be, to begin with. I think you know better than anyone, you know that a plan of any sort during both good as well as rocky economic times requires a combination of three essential ingredients. There were four Monday, but so let's just say 3 or 4. I'm not going to really say anything about them, so I'm just going to, I don't even know how many there were. It's ever changing. It really is. So just put a spot there if you're taking that note. I do want to go to the third point that I would like to make right now, though, and that is saying that my how you what we have in the IGF really has that, and I don't have any slides, but if I did, I would be using one right now because I can tell I can't, but I know people who do. But a number of the exceptions being that I guess really what that was ruled out from the very beginning, which would beg the question, why bring it up? And I'm just sorry that I don't have a snapshot right now of the expressions on your faces as you realize that this is coming from the top. But I do think that one of the things that, and I've always, what we have, and I guess really adds that to a notion that seems to develop, and I can see that you have your iPhones and iPads, and I wear available for letting what we have to not get rid of it. But I have no idea about that particular aspect. I do know this, though, and that is global is big. Big. But I think I would be remiss if I did not point out here that all of this is really not my area of expertise, but I think the information that has been gathered from me is such that it really doesn't matter. Or as Rahel Bailey would say, nothing difficult is ever easy. I don't make these up, I just repeat them. While we're off the subject, let me say this. I know I am, so I assume you are. But when I was a child, I had one wish, and that is that one day I would be somebody. Now I realize I should have been more specific, but I think that's the way it has been, is, and should be, because it just is. Now, I know a lot of you, I don't know any of you, but I would imagine a lot of you are probably sitting out there thinking to yourselves, is it me or him? And at this point, I don't have a clear answer. I really don't. But I do want to say this, because I knew there was one thing I wanted to impart up to this point, and this more. But if you think there's good in everybody, you don't know everybody. I would like to wind down, though, by saying that today's communication strategy should be, and indeed is, an integral part of the federal government's overall intelligent content report, which, of course, was about a page. And the meeting, they served jumbo shrimp. But the plan was, and I guess really carried out for the remainder of February, which is coming up. Because they are constantly telling us, hurry up. The last thing that I want to say is this. I mean, I got to say more, but the last thing that I want to say is that I have discovered that mistakes are just stepping stones to failure. By the way, I'd like to send out a congratulations to Maxwell Hoffman. Maxwell was recently voted most likely to escape. I have no idea what that means. Maxwell was here, so I guess it didn't work. Now, within my capacity as Assistant Special Advisor to the co-chairman in charge of the committee at large, I'm tired. Do you know that tiredness could be due to a dream I had last night? I dreamed I was awake. And when I finally woke up, I was asleep. I did have an opportunity also this afternoon to ask Robert Blushko. I had the opportunity to ask him to sum up his vision. I wish I had not. I was almost late getting here. Robert said, well, basically, wherever we go, there we are. Sounds like Robert's been talking to Rahel again. I think that I do want to share with you something that I borrowed a long time ago, and that is this. I bet you've had days like this. You probably don't remember, so I know I'm right. But I do wish I was what I was when I wished I was what I am now. Y'all get that about Sunday. If not later. But next, I hope you agree with me that it goes without saying. So let's take a look at something else. Or as I like to say, sound mind, sound body. Take your pick. Also, in talking with some of the federal government's total me, and at least what we have, and I guess with that to a note to be seen with my. Wait a minute, hold on. I'm sorry. I knew something was wrong. But I did have an opportunity recently to ask Ann. Rightly, I asked Ann how things were going, and she said, well, things are more like they are now than they have ever been before. Sounds like they've all been talking to each other again. And finally, I haven't always been a consultant. I used to work. That used to be a joke. But in winding down this first portion, there's another one. I just want to say congratulations and give a shout out to my friends Scott and Trey. I'm their mentor. Being the mentor of those two is sort of like buying a suit with 2 pairs of pants and then burning a hole in the coat. Sunday. I do want to define one thing, and that is this. Time is that thing that keeps everything from occurring all at once. It's true. I guess after hearing me speak to you, and in closing, let me just say this. I guess also it comes to no one's real surprise in this room to discover that I am the brains behind Microsoft SharePoint as a content management system. I'm with you all the way. Working with that system and that whole thing made me realize the truth in the remark, 2 wrongs don't make a right. 3 do. But as an element of the preparation for the renowned novelist Bubba Smith once stated that a day didn't go by that he didn't involve in managing what we have in our guess of getting a tax promoted. I can't add anything to that. Thanks, Mom. But I have suggested several ways to have a positive impact on the various marketing strategies in doing business, seriously. So one suggestion that I had recently was to open up a little shop that simply said veterinarian and taxidermist. But you know, when you think about it, the motto of that little company could be, either way, you get your cat back. I got to turn in on me like in-laws. No, for you cat lovers, oh, I'm so sorry. Because I know how y'all are. And I just but I did have an opportunity to ask Joe Polisi what was the key to doing business nowadays. And Joe said, the key to doing business nowadays is sincerity. And once you've learned to fake that, you got to pay. But remember, you people are the real force that's behind this entire industry's success, and all of you have been shaped by change after change after change after change. But you've all